Princess Anne's untold bond with Princess Diana, the relationship history never told you about. Welcome back to Crown Chronicles, where we uncover the fascinating untold stories behind the world's most famous royal family. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into one of the most misunderstood relationships in royal history. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our weekly deep dives into royal secrets, scandals, and surprising truths. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming. For decades, the media painted a simple picture. Princess Anne, the no-nonsense royal, and Princess Diana, the people's princess, were supposedly rivals. Cold. Distant. At odds. But what if I told you that the real story is far more complex, more human, and more heartbreaking than anyone ever knew? What if the tension between them wasn't what it seemed? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see both of these remarkable women in a completely different light. Let's go back to 1980, when a young lady Diana Spencer first entered royal circles. She was just 19 years old, shy, and suddenly thrust into the most scrutinized family on earth. Princess Anne, on the other hand, was already a seasoned royal, 30 years old, an accomplished equestrian, and known for her direct, no-nonsense approach to royal duty. The media immediately sensed tension. Here's why. Anne had been raised in the old school of royal protocol. Keep calm, carry on, never complain, never explain. Diana, whether she intended to or not, represented something entirely new: emotion, vulnerability, and a connection with the public that broke every unwritten rule Anne had been taught. But here's what the tabloids didn't tell you. Multiple palace insiders have since revealed that Anne actually tried to help Diana in those early days. She offered practical advice about dealing with the press, managing royal engagements, and navigating the complex world of palace politics. The problem? Their communication styles were completely different. Anne's advice was blunt and practical. Ignore the press, focus on the work, don't let emotions show. For Diana, who was already struggling with bulimia, loneliness, and a failing marriage, this felt cold. She needed empathy, not efficiency. She needed someone to acknowledge her pain, not just tell her to push through it. There are three moments that historians point to as evidence of their supposed rivalry. Let me show you why each one tells a different story than you think. Moment 1. The 1985 Christmas at Sandringham. Photographers caught what appeared to be Anne ignoring Diana during the traditional church walk. The tabloids had a field day. But palace staff later revealed that Anne was actually dealing with her own personal crisis that day. Her marriage to Mark Phillips was crumbling, and she was trying to maintain composure. It wasn't about Diana at all. Moment 2. The seating arrangements controversy. When Diana appeared to be seated away from Anne at family gatherings, the press claimed Anne had demanded it. Royal protocol expert Hugo Vickers later clarified that seating arrangements follow strict precedence rules that have nothing to do with personal preferences. Anne, as the Princess Royal, had specific placement requirements that dated back centuries. Moment 3. Anne's supposed comment about Diana. A widely circulated quote had Anne allegedly calling Diana's charity work showy. Except there's no verified source for this quote. It appeared in a single tabloid with no attribution and was never confirmed by anyone who was actually there. Here's what most people don't know. Despite their differences, there were moments of genuine connection and mutual respect that the cameras never caught. After Diana's separation from Charles in 1992, several biographers note that Anne was one of the few royals who didn't completely freeze Diana out. While they weren't close friends, Anne maintained cordial relations and even defended Diana's right to maintain her title and position within certain royal duties. Royal correspondent Jenny Bond revealed that Anne privately acknowledged Diana's gift for connecting with people, something Anne herself admitted didn't come naturally to her. Anne once reportedly said to a friend, "She has something I'll never have, people light up when she enters a room." And here's the really telling part. After Diana's death in 1997, Princess Anne was visibly affected during the funeral proceedings. Multiple observers noted that the usually stoic princess appeared to be fighting back tears. In the years since, Anne has consistently refused to speak negatively about Diana in any interview, despite numerous opportunities to do so. Today, when we look at Princess Anne's continued dedication to her royal duties, she regularly completes more engagements than any other royal, And we remember Diana's revolutionary approach to humanizing the monarchy. We can see they were both pioneers in their own ways. Anne showed that a royal woman could be tough, independent, and dedicated without needing public approval. Diana showed that royalty could be vulnerable, empathetic, and emotionally present. The monarchy needed both approaches, even if they seemed incompatible at the time. Princess Anne is now in her 70s, and she's never written a tell-all book. She's never sold her story or badmouthed any member of the family. That kind of discretion and loyalty is increasingly rare. And perhaps that's the greatest respect she could show to Diana's memory, letting Diana's own legacy speak for itself, without adding to the noise. So were Princess Anne and Diana rivals? The truth is more nuanced than that. They were two very different women trying to navigate an impossible institution in their own ways. They didn't always understand each other, and they certainly weren't best friends, but the narrative of bitter rivalry was largely a media creation. The real story is about two women doing their best under extraordinary pressure, with different strengths, different struggles, and ultimately, a shared commitment to service, even if they expressed it differently. What do you think? Do you see their relationship differently now? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into royal history, make sure you're subscribed to Crown Chronicles. Next week, we're uncovering the truth about Queen Elizabeth's relationship with Margaret Thatcher. And trust me, it's not what you've been told. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep questioning the official story.